We have started a process of emergency procurement. We need as many trucks as we can get. So we have started to look in the commercial trade here. I have asked President Ali and Prime Minister Motley to see what they have in their jurisdiction that we can purchase or could be loaned or granted to us. Prime Minister Motley has kindly offered us 4 compactor trucks, which would be of great help to us. And we have asked the government of China to support us in this regard as well, with heavy equipment, trucks, compactors, bulldozers and so forth, to help us with this huge problem of debris management. Now let me just say this very quickly, because I know there's somebody who will be saying, and you just hire the trucks. Just hire the trucks. Yes, we do have quite a number of trucks hired, but I want Jamaicans to think of the disaster in the broader sense. That if you were to pull all the trucks out of general operations, what you would effectively do is slow down all the projects that are going on, all the other economic activity, which puts you back at square one. Right? So it's a delicate balance. It's how do you treat with the emergency without creating another emergency. What you really want to do is to keep your economy going. In fact, you want your economy to start to move faster, grow faster, while you find, parallel and alternative ways of dealing with the disaster that exists. So yes, we will be using private trucks, as many of them as we can, but we know that as many trucks that we take out of the private trade, that's a construction project that is slowed up, or an operation that has to stop. So it is just a limited resource, and we have to manage it very carefully. So we will have to expand the internal capacity of the various entities that are charged with this debris management. So yes, it's a big issue. We are working on it. We take note of the reports out of the Ministry of Health, where we have seen some cases, suspected leptospirosis and other cases of waterborne diseases, or diseases that are common after such a disaster. I take this opportunity to appeal to all Jamaicans: be super careful in your environment. Be super careful about where you get water, and if you get water, please boil it if you can before, or use some form of treatment. It is absolutely important. In my travels around, I've seen persons having fun in the springs that are popping up all over the place, and a lot of domestic activities taking place in those springs. I urge the greatest caution. I want to speak a little bit about the JDF and what the role of the JDF is in this operation. If we use an analogy of the body, ODPEM would be the brain of the operation. Or let's put it this way, ODPEM is the eyes and ears. But the hands and legs would be the JDF. They do the logistics. In the initial phase of the response, the JDF flew 600 hours of missions, 193 missions, and that would include search and rescue, medevac, delivery of aid, all kinds of operations. Just to say that I don't think the JDF gets all the recognition it deserves, and the value of the service they give. I tell the story of a frantic call being made to me. I received it, and on the end of the line was MP James Robertson saying to me that there is a man stuck in the middle of a river, and he's apparently been there for a few days. His legs, one of his leg appeared to be broken, and he's not moving. We had to get proper coordinates, and the JDF flew and rescued him. That, of course, didn't make the news. That's one of many rescues that were done. So the JDF plays a very critical role in giving the capability to the plans that the government lays. Now, just to say, the JDF has just under 8,000 members. And it has deployed more than 2,000 in the direct operations of the disaster relief. Aside from the missions to deliver by air and by sea, by the way, because they have done delivery of packages by the Coast Guard, over 10,000 packages they have delivered. In addition to that, they manage the stores of some of ODPEM's donations and others that are given into the general donation pool. They do the packaging. They do the delivery to what we call the hub and spokes. So they have established they have established several centers, several hubs, you would call them, where goods are moved from the main warehouse to those areas, and then they have some additional substations, if you want to call them, where the goods are moved to them, and then they move into the community. So they have established an effective supply chain, and they are providing security for the convoys, they are providing security for the communities, and they are actually out there delivering packages. But this cannot continue forever or for much longer. We will transition very shortly, and I want to prepare the public for the transition that will happen. The JDF will maintain the hub and spoke operation, that is moving supplies from the main warehouse to the substations all around the country. But it won't be so much a focus on the humanitarian food and care packages. They will have to shift now to the distribution of construction and repair and rebuilding materials. And they will also have to shift from giving out packages to helping in the reconstruction and rebuilding of critical public infrastructure, and indeed to assist private individuals who are elderly or infirm or otherwise unable to do so themselves. But before they can do that, the engineering corps has been called back to fix up their own barracks and camp facilities, because the JDF also was impacted. So as soon as they have repaired their own installations, then we will be repurposing almost the operations of the JDF to be moving in now the building materials and to help in communities to do reconstruction. This is necessary because you would have heard President Ali and Prime Minister Motley and others saying, hey, we want to send members of our engineering corps here to assist in the rebuilding. So we definitely must have a complementary corps to support those activities. And other countries, which we are in dialogue with, will be sending members of their engineering team. So very soon you're going to see a full deployment of the JDF along with other engineering corps from other countries coming to assist us with the rebuilding of critical public institutions and to assist the infirm and the vulnerable in rebuilding private facilities. This is necessary to be done because after a while it becomes very costly to be using the resources of the JDF to be delivering packages. But there is a reality which the communities that are affected should start to bear in mind, and indeed the wider Jamaica. In the initial phase of the disaster, you would have seen an influx of NGOs, concerned persons, concerned Jamaicans coming in to give. You see it all on social media, everybody handing out packages and so forth. In another couple of days, you're going to see that dry up. Some are going to return. That they have been here so long is quite exceptional. Some do have staying power. They will stay with us for a little longer, but it is going to taper off, and which is why the government had to strategically build out a system that could endure and last and be able to continue to deliver even when private and NGO philanthropy dries up. So we are very appreciative of everything that has been donated and given so far, and at this point I'd acknowledge Ramesh and indeed the wider entertainment community that has come out and given. I think they should be commended and lauded, and indeed I'm encouraging them to continue as long as possible to give. It's necessary and well respected and appreciated.